Hello folks, meteorologist Jamie Cagle here with the forecast. We'll start out with the weather headlines. You can see there is a bit of gray sky moving in for today. We have the clouds rolling in and we have a winter mess moving in. Primarily rain south of I-94, north of I-94. We're going to be watching for rain turning over to snow. Even some areas might see a little freezing rain mixing in there. We're going to break that all down for you in the forecast. So primarily rain south, snow north. More snow possible on Friday. That is when the Twin Cities and southern Minnesota, southeast Minnesota, western Wisconsin has a better chance for some measurable rain. But I will say right now the forecast models are really having trouble with some of the snowfall totals, at least in terms of when we look that far out and we have one storm system moving through, then the second one that comes in behind it. There's always some trouble there because you got to get that first one out of the way, and then the forecast models kind of get a better grasp of what's coming up for Friday. So that's why some of the details for Friday a little foggy right now, so to speak. But for today, we're expecting to see that number pretty close to 50 through the afternoon. Little mix of sun and clouds. You might see a heavy cloud deck roll through and then a little break for some sunshine. But as we go into the later part of our afternoon, into those evening hours, more and more cloud cover. In fact, starting to see a better chance for some rain around the Twin Cities. But look at these temperatures, still very mild. Upper half of the 40s throughout your afternoon into the evening hours. Here's a look at the region right now for today, what we expect to see. Again, the clouds are really beginning to fill in. Rain chances turning to snow as you move further and further north. And those temperatures still running well above average. A lot of upper 30s to the north. Along I-94, we're going to be sitting pretty close to a mid 40 to near 50 degrees. And you'll find plenty of 50s and 60s on the map as you get closer to I-90. There you go. This is a big reason why we find those colder temperatures to the north while the numbers are spring-like to the south, because the ground is looking a little more like spring, or at least early spring. No snow on the ground. In fact, around the Twin Cities, you're probably seeing more and more of your yard as the days go by. But for the UP, for northern Wisconsin, for the Arrowhead, even back to northwest Minnesota, still definitely looking like winter, and it will continue to look like winter. We already have winter storm watches, warnings, advisories, and even a blizzard warning there for the North Shore. But in purple, that's your winter weather advisory, winter storm warning. In pink, expecting wet, heavy snow. We'll talk about the snowfall totals here in a little bit. There's our area low pressure. It's well to the west of us, but it is drawn in the clouds, the moisture, as well as continuing to draw in the warmth at this hour. And you are seeing a little bit of rain on radar, but it's not reaching the surface just yet. That is expected to happen later today, and it'll be just north of I-94 when you take a look at the microcast here in a little bit. Snow and some mix to the northwest, but here we go. As we take it to about 5, 6 o'clock, now we have a better chance for rain actually reaching the ground, again, along and north of I-94. 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock now. Enough cold air, we're starting to see it turn over in northern Minnesota, but notice a little freezing rain mixing in there. Around the Twin Cities, still not much in terms of rainfall. Take it to 11 o'clock. Now we have a heavy band of snow, Bemidji, Grand Rapids, Arrowhead, Thief River Falls, and we're starting to see just a little clustering of rain and even some heavy rain mixed in there. Won't rule out a rumble of thunder, believe it or not, but through the overnight, there's a good push of rain around the metro. But again, north of I-94, the best chance for that snowfall. This is 6 a.m. tomorrow. You can see fairly dry the southern half of the region. We may get a little wraparound snowfall, so you might see some snow trying to sneak in from the west into those afternoon hours. Some models a little more aggressive with it than others. So we might see it trying to mix in. It may have trouble even sticking to the ground. It's been so warm as of lately. Thursday morning, everything's starting to calm down across northern Minnesota. Now I want to talk about that freezing rain potential. And you see the forecast models have been pretty consistent lately, highlighting between about Brainerd to Duluth. Highway 210, that's your major highway that's kind of cutting across this icy area. So again, if you're up around the Brainerd Lakes area, Aiken, McGregor, Moose Lake, Duluth, Shamrock's highlighted on the map there, Palisade, you might find some ice underneath that snow out there. So as you step out the front door, come Wednesday morning, even Thursday morning, do be careful. There might be some ice underneath it. Road conditions could be a bit slick in spots. Here's the snowfall. And remember, we have that heavy band across the north region. So Bemidji, Grand Rapids area. This is about 4 to 8 inches. Even pockets a little higher. Look at the North Shore, 5 to 15 plus. They're going to get absolutely clobbered with winds feeding off Lake Superior. So lake enhanced, lake effect snowfall for the North Shore. And that snow does drop off. And again, keep in mind we have rain turning over to snow. That always messes with snowfall totals. And that's why you're going to see a pretty good range between places like Willmar, St. Cloud, and Brainerd. Alexandria, again, it'll be rather variable. It's just that whole mixing thing. That's what complicates the snowfall totals. And like I said, around the Twin Cities, I think it's a little questionable as to the snowfall totals there, simply because we've had warm conditions lately and we have rain turning over to snow. Don't be surprised if it mixes in. It will probably have a better chance of sticking in the yard than it will the sidewalk and the driveway. Nonetheless, we're going to continue to watch Friday. That's the better chance for snowfall. But like I said, forecast models are going to struggle for a little while because this system has to come through first. And this one is going to come out of Colorado. It's got to clear the Rockies. As these systems clear the Rockies, the track will shift. Any significant shift on Friday's storm system will affect the snowfall numbers rather substantially. And after that, temperatures will just continue to cool while the weather finally quiets.